Hi everyone, my name is Sarah and I am part of the local organizing committee for the 8th conference of the Australian Epigenetics Alliance. This year the meeting is going to be entirely virtual and is going to take place in February 2021. The aim of this video is just to show you how to use the two platforms we have chosen for this conference, namely Attendify and Gather. Attendify is a conference platform that also works as a phone app. And to enter the Epigenetics conference event, you simply have to go to a new tab in your internet browser and type in the link to the Epigenetics conference. This will direct you to a login page where you will have to enter your email address. This email address is the same as the one you used to register to the conference. Then you will be asked to enter your own personal password. And now you are all logged into the Epigenetics conference event. We are now in the town hall of the Epigenetics conference. This town hall is divided into 4 panels. The left panel contains tabs that hold all the content of the conference. The second panel is simply a brief introduction to the conference and a few more details on the program. The third tab is the activity stream, where any attendee, any sponsor, or any member of the local organizing committee can share content, share their opinions, or ask some questions. And the right panel contains the list of all the conference attendees who are not necessarily logged in at the moment, but whom you can contact directly by clicking on their name. Now let's have a look at the program. You can go on the left-hand side and click on Schedule. On the left panel here, the program for the 3 days, from Wednesday the 17th until Friday the 19th of February, will appear at the top. And when you click on one particular day, the program appears underneath. Then you just need to scroll down to have a look at the program for that day and at the specific talks. Now let's imagine you want to attend this talk. You simply need to click on it, and in the main panel, a window that contains a link to a Zoom webinar will appear, and you simply need to click on that link and the Zoom software that should be installed on the computer will launch so that you can attend the talk. If you want information on the talk, you can scroll down and have a look at the abstract of the talk. And on the right panel here, for that particular session, there is an interactive panel where the attendees can ask any questions or speak their mind on the session. And you can also contact the attendees within this session by clicking on this tab. Now you may only have an idea of the topic of the talks that interest you, but you're not sure which days these talks are going to happen. So you can actually filter the talks by going at the tab above and clicking on Filter. And you can then filter the talks depending on the topic, the speaker's position, or their affiliation. Now let's imagine we are interested in epigenetics and stem cells. We simply need to click on it, and it will filter all the talks that are related to epigenetics and stem cells. Then you can show the results. And on the left-hand side here, you can see that these talks related to epigenetics and stem cells all happen on Wednesday the 17th, and you simply need to have a look at them. If you want to learn more about our speakers, you can click on their profile in the schedule, or you can go to the Speakers tab on the left-hand side, where you will find the details of all our speakers, our keynote speakers, invited speakers, and we will add soon the speakers selected from abstracts. We have added the speakers' profiles as well as their contact details at the bottom. This conference was enabled by our generous sponsors, whose profiles you can find here on the left-hand side. And by the time the conference happens, the sponsors may have some special offers that will be listed here in this tab. This conference will include multiple poster sessions that will be made interactive thanks to the Gather platform. But to check out the full list of posters, you can go on the left-hand side here and click on any poster you like, and you can actually download the PDF of the corresponding poster. As I mentioned before, there will be multiple poster sessions during this conference, and one of the challenges we had by going 100% virtual was to try to maintain the same level of interactivity between attendees and between also sponsors as would a normal conference. So we use the Gather platform to allow a very interactive poster and sponsor session. And I will show you now how to access Gather and how to navigate it. If you go back to the schedule, you will notice that in the program, when you scroll down, we have added between the talks some break sessions, such as a lunch on Wednesday, but also we have an afternoon tea. And if you have a look at the lunch, we have added here the link to the Gather map that will be used for the interactive session. You simply need to click on the link. It will open a new tab in your browser, and they will ask you to log in with your email address, the one that you used to register at the conference, and you will have to enter your first name and last name, and you will be directly spawned into the Gather map. Gather is an online video call experience that allows multiple people to hold separate conversations in parallel, and that lets you walk in, out, and around those conversations just as easily as you would in normal life. So my character is in the middle of the screen here, and I can move it on the map using the arrows on my keyboard, and I can go up or down, left and right, and we can start exploring the map and see what the space we are in looks like. So if you feel lost in the space and you don't really know where you are, you can always go at the bottom of the screen and click on the mini-map. This will open a little window to show you what the map looks like. It's like a rectangle, and you are located on the left-hand side here on the map. Now I will show you how to change your name and your avatar if you feel like it. To change your name, you simply have to go to the gear at the bottom of the screen, and you can change your name at the top here. To change the appearance of your avatar, you can do this by going at the bottom here and clicking on Change Character. And there is a whole panel of characters you can choose from, and you can also change the color of your clothes. Now let me show you how to interact with people. The list of people connected to the Gather map at the moment is available on the right-hand side here. At the moment, there was only myself connected and my student Kirsten, and I will show you how to interact. So when I move in the map, I can see that Kirsten is here. So Kirsten is quite far away from me at the moment, so I cannot see her screen or hear her speak. But as I get closer, you can see that her screen starts appearing, and I can now hear what she says. So I'm going to wave and say hi. Hello. Great. So now you can see that as my avatar is closer to her, I can start talking to her. And as I move further away from her, then her voice and her face will fade away, just like in normal life. You can change how far from people you need to be to see them by changing what we call the interaction distance. This interaction distance is available down there. And you can go from the smallest interaction distance, which means you will only hear and see people who are really close to you, to the largest interaction distance, which means that you will see people from quite far away. So you can interact with people on the map directly, but if you would like to have a more quiet, private conversation with only a few people without being disturbed by the noise around you, there are what we call private spaces available on the map, and they appear as spots of a similar color on the ground. As you can see on the left-hand side here, you have a table with 4 chairs, and whoever sits on this private space can only hear and see the people who are on that private space, but nobody around them. So for example, Kirsten is currently sitting on one of the chairs, and you can see that I am very close to her, but I cannot see her and I cannot hear her because I am not on the private space. But as soon as I walk in the private space, she is appearing on my screen, and I can now start talking to her and seeing her. As many people may be connected on the map at the same time, it can be easy to lose someone on the map, and you don't know where they are, but you would like to locate them and go talk to them directly. So to locate someone on the map, you just need to go on the right-hand side and find them, click on their name, and click on Locate. This will create a path that you will just need to follow to get to the person you are trying to talk to. If you would like to message people without necessarily seeing them face to face, the Gather map contains a chat function on the right-hand side here, a global chat that allows you to message everybody in the room, or a local chat that allows you to only message a certain individual. An important feature to know when the room starts getting cluttered by a lot of people and you would like to be able to go from one point to another without being seen, being heard, or seeing anybody or hearing anyone, you can go into what we call the ghost mode by typing on your keyboard Ctrl-G, and your avatar will become transparent. And now nobody can see you and nobody can hear you, and you can just walk around the room like a ghost. To go back to your normal self, you just have to press G on your keyboard. Now that I have shown you how to interact with people, I'm going to show you how to interact with objects. The Gather map contains objects that are interactable, which means that they contain information such as a link to a website or a PDF or an embedded image that you can have a look at by simply going close to that object and pressing X on your keyboard. Some of the objects are going to glow like the little leaflet on the AAPA booth, and when you get close to it and if you press X on your keyboard, the link to the Australian Epigenetics Alliance website will open, and now I am connected to that website. To exit, you simply have to click X on the top right corner of your screen. Now I will show you how to interact with people next to their posters during the poster session, and also how to see where the sponsors' booths are. So I'm going now to walk into the room containing posters 1 to 10 and 2 of our sponsors. So this is what the room looks like when you come in. As you can see, it's quite a large room that contains 2 rows of posters, 1 row at the top, 1 row at the bottom. And in the middle, we have added 2 booths for 2 of our sponsors. The sponsors are going to stand next to their booth during the actual conference, so you can talk to them directly. And now I will show you how to interact with somebody next to their poster. Right now, Kirsten is standing next to her poster, poster number 8. And you can see that poster number 8 is an interactable object. So when I press X on my keyboard, I can see what the poster looks like. But Kirsten also appears on my screen. So now I can see both the poster and the person who has created the poster and who would like to talk about it. The Gather map will be used for the poster session and to meet our sponsors, but will also be used during the lunch breaks or the afternoon tea just to network with people. And we have added some rooms on the map so you can do just that. I will show you some of these rooms. We have added a lounge that contains tables and chairs where people can just sit around the tables and the chairs and engage in private conversations, just like they would at a normal conference. So you can see I'm just walking around the room here, and there are many areas where people can just sit and hold private conversations if they feel like it. That's it. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope it was informative. But if you have further questions, feel free to email me at this address. And I hope to see you at the conference next year.